The general rules for any Mario Party are as follows. For a predetermined amount of turn rounds, players shall take turns rolling a 10-sided die and move a number of spaces across a predetermined board equal to the result of the roll. Players may use special items before they roll their dice, which have a multitude of effects. After all players have taken their turns, the turn round is over, and a minigame is selected after weighing the value of the space each player ended their turn on. This arranges players into teams. If all players share the same space value, it's a free-for-all. On the board is a star space where players can spend 20 coins, which are acquired by winning minigames or landing on blue spaces, to earn a single star as they pass through the space on their turn. Whoever has the most stars at the end of the last turn wins. If there's a tie, the tie goes to the player with the most coins. Those are the only rules of a Mario Party. I repeat, those are the only rules of a Mario Party. And if you think for a second it's the rules of a Mario Party you should be focused on, you're playing it the wrong way. Yeah, I said it, the wrong way. And you're giving Mario Party a really bad reputation because of it. You should feel ashamed of yourself. Friendship destroyer, relationship ruiner, home wrecker, family separator. This cute board game series about playing a few silly minigames has been tagged as a horrific demigod of pain and misery. The saying goes, if you attend a Mario Party with people who like you, then you will end a Mario Party with people who hate you. Mario Party gets the same bad rep as Monopoly, and it hurts to see, because Monopoly is supposed to be bad no matter how much you want it to be fun, and if someone thinks Monopoly is a really fun time, then they're probably an asshole. There's a hidden truth lying in wait inside of this horrible stigma Mario Party has carried on its back all these years. A two-faced lie we've taught ourselves in the spirit of fairness and politeness has prevented us from indulging in the true joys Mario Party has to offer, and hypocrites that we are, we kiss the boots of newer games who put us directly against each other with a fake social contract. Meanwhile, Mario Party hands us the deed to our freedom to act however we want. Mario Party's social contract is one devised entirely by the rats themselves as they pick a franchise character and descend into the maze to find their five-pointed cheese. Mario Party is Schadenfreude, a game of alliances and betrayals formed and broken faster than the 10-turn option that no one picks because it's too fast. Mario Party is the progenitor, the prototype, the first popular social deduction video game. Now, it should be noted we're not talking about any specific Mario Party here. The idea behind a Mario Party, what Mario Party has grown into, this is what we're talking about today. Namely, the foolish notion that you can win a game of Mario Party by playing fair and square. Mario Party, at its most rudimentary level of gameplay, is a game of chance. A die roll dictates how fast you move about the board, meaning players are moving at random speeds towards the coveted star space every turn. At its most rudimentary level, players have no control over what space they'll end up on. At certain Mario parties, they're constantly at the whim of the random spot a star space relocates to after someone has purchased a star from it. At its most rudimentary level, even if we assumed every player had enough coins to buy a star whenever they reached a star space, there is no possible way to guarantee your victory by rolling dice and avoiding all possible interaction with other players. On these terms, you can't win a Mario Party unless you somehow convince another player to not purchase a star when they have the option to. Therein lies the social dynamics of a Mario Party. You see, a party isn't a sport, it's a social gathering, and a Mario Party is designed to force social interactions between you and everyone else there. Event spaces can alter the state of the board itself and affect directions players can take. Landmarks on the map take coins from the player's pockets, and checkpoints can force them to take a detour away from their precious star should they choose poorly. Special characters will commit ghost crimes to assist players against the others, and other characters will move players to a different space. And Bowser, the bastard, steals coins and stars from anyone unfortunate enough to encounter him. Some spaces even conceal hidden coins or stars. Every single element on the board is meant to solicit a visceral response. We cheer when first place loses a star to Bowser. We laugh as the person 2 spaces away from the star rolls a 1, and then we laugh even harder when the player next to them also rolls a 1. We erupt into a cacophony of screaming when chance time transfers all of someone's stars to another person. And before we do, we make our best arguments to whoever's in most control of the situation in order to steer the outcome towards our favor. Hey, so-and-so's about 5 spaces away from another star, so if you're gonna steal coins from somebody, do it from them so they don't get the lead. Look, I might end up having 2 stars, but I'm broke after I get my second one, and I haven't been winning any minigames, so you're better off taking coins from someone else.
Oh God, oh please, I don't have any stars. Please don't steal my coins. I'm sorry my chance time gave Luigi your stars.
This is being put on the gallows in Town of Salem. This is proving you aren't an imposter in Among Us, followed by the cries of the damned and the celebrations of the spared. In this moment of Mario Party, years before Werewolf was widely played, years before mainstream audiences knew that Mafia used to be played on internet forums, we were qualifying and quantifying our innocence to each other. We were making airtight cases for ourselves to the player with the power to choose. But unlike the social deduction games of today, there was no facade of legitimacy, no performative authority or empirical data to imagine being exchanged between us. There is no false camaraderie at a Mario Party. There are no teams. Everyone has the same ulterior motive: winning, and everyone knows everyone else is a bullshit artist. You aren't convincing someone of the truth in Mario Party situations like this. You're selling them on mutual, tangible benefits. And this, in my mind, this transparency with which we play Mario Party is so much better than any social deduction game, and why Mario Party remains a classic social experiment. You can't win Mario Party fair and square, because at some point, someone, maybe even you, will be forced to make a decision which creates an asymmetrical advantage for someone else. In a sense, you won't win honestly, because at some point, someone will either be forced or convinced to cheat for you. You can't even win a minigame in Mario Party fair and square. Not a single minigame in Mario Party is fair. 1v3 minigames, where one player is pitted against the other 3, are all incredibly one-sided. Some of them give the solo player an incredible amount of power over their opponents, and others make it impossibly difficult for the solo to win against a slightly coordinated trio. 2v2 minigames possess natural disharmony because they tend to require synergy with players you're already at odds with. And a whole bunch of free-for-alls come down to simple arithmetic or total guessing games. Mario Party minigames being unfair is the point of Mario Party minigames. Mario Party doesn't want you to come away from a minigame with your integrity intact. Mario Party wants you to sneer at your friend when you pick the right lever at random, ensuring their demise. Mario Party wants you to attach hatred to the player who pushed you off the summit, because it wants you to weigh in those feelings when you finally have the chance to act on them on the board. Mario Party minigames are designed to force your hand and open your mouth. They're there to give one lucky player a slight lead and a giant bullseye on their back. In the grand narrative of a Mario Party, its minigames are plot devices. They're wrenches jammed into the machine of cooperation and equal opportunity. And suppose you manage to find 3 other people who want to play fairly and coldly ignore the efforts being made by the systems at play to turn you against each other. Somehow, you all conceive a method of truly removing the bias from Mario Party. The bonus stars awarded at the end of every party are random and hidden until the very end. Some people disable bonus stars when they play Mario Party, and those people are cowards. Those bonus stars are even awarded to players who do poorly during the match, making them winners. That's right, you can't play Mario Party to win and come out on top, but you can make sure everyone else is a bigger loser. The items available at a Mario Party can certainly improve your odds by increasing the total number of spaces you can move in a single turn, but they can also curse another player with a 3-sided die on their turn. They can swap yours and another player's positions. They can chase away the star space to another point on the map. A turn at a Mario Party isn't a simple roll of the dice. It's a consideration of multiple factors. Who has what items? How far am I from the star, and what about them? Can I make it there before they alter the board in some way, and can I prevent them from succeeding? Mario Party is not about being the biggest winner. It's about being the smallest loser. It's about removing the biggest threats on the board until you can slyly claim what's rightfully yours. At a Mario Party, you are both imposter and crewmate. You are werewolf and villager, townie and murderer. Whereas many social deduction games will place players on either side of offense and defense, imposters and werewolves killing other players as the innocent ones go about fulfilling a task or blocking future kills, everyone in Mario Party is doing both and trying to get away with it. Everyone in Mario Party has the same tools available to them, brandished out in the open as clear threats to one another, at times quite literally challenging each other by saying, "I can use this at any time. Just try me." Mario Party is not a Mario murder mystery party. Mario Party is a game of overt betrayal. You can be hamstrung at any moment. The strategy becomes a series of decisions to downplay your encroaching victory, intentionally going after players in lower standings, or specifically picking on one player to throw the rest off your trail, painting a target on yourself early on before the inevitable upheaval of your lead in the middle of the round, and thus the idea you've been dealt with permeating through your opponent's minds. This is the "I was an electrical" of the Mario Party world. It's the "if you vote for me, we lose" lie, we feed the angry mob, but who's to say your 2v2 minigame partner isn't sabotaging you on purpose to maintain a comfortable lead? Was it really by happenstance that your 3 opponents happened to target you at the same time during the last free-for-all? Minigame team-ups are so fleeting. Why should I let them get in the way of the bigger picture? For brief moments at a time, we hatch plans to ensure our targets lose. We weigh the benefits and costs, and we act out our conclusions. And due to its permeating random nature, Mario Party creates the perfect environment for our intentions to get lost within dubious outcomes. The thing is, unlike social deception games, there are no eliminations. You can't get rid of players you've caught in the act. They simply become your nemeses. Cooperation becomes rivalry, and confidence turns to hubris at the turn of the turn. That's an interesting phrase. Because of how openly and aggressively it wants us to, it doesn't matter to a Mario Party whether or not we actually are undermining each other. We will. At some point, Mario Party will influence us to point the finger at whoever we're playing with and declare them a threat to the rest of the group's success. At some point, its random aspects will generate an outcome drawing scorn from one player to another. At some point, we all dissolve into a hollering, screaming mess of success, defeat, and laughter at the expense or gratification of someone else. And we forget the machinations of a game designed to do exactly that. There is only one pure imposter at a Mario Party, and it's the party itself. It gets us every time, every time. Its goal is to make us break societal taboos, exclaim loudly at each other, laugh at each other's turns, visibly sink into the couch when we lose a minigame. It wants us to open up in a way that doesn't necessarily involve lying to everybody, and I think that's what makes it special. Everyone knows what everyone wants at a Mario Party, so people betraying each other, screwing each other over, and cutting in front of each other isn't a shock. It also doesn't inhibit your chances of winning, since you can keep playing despite the setbacks, and you're probably about to return the favor anyway. Where I'm constantly seeing heated moments in other social deduction games, I see collaborative comedy in Mario Party. I hear people question each other's judgment in other social deduction games, but I hear the snide giggling of two players smacking each other with cursed dice in Mario Party. Other social deduction games are a court case. Mario Party is a snowball fight. No one's trying to count how many snowballs they've thrown. They're too busy trying to knock each other onto their asses and eyeballing everyone around them to make sure they don't get buried. It's not about winning. It's about a gathering of people mocking each other in harmless ways so they can laugh about it together. Alright, I might have led everyone on a little wild goose chase so I could talk about why I like Mario Party, but my point still stands. Mario Party makes more sense when played like a social deduction game than it does when played like a board game in the vein of Monopoly. It's immediately more enjoyable as a game about preventing victory than obtaining it. And unlike other social deduction games, Mario Party includes everyone in on the deception and the betrayal and the politics. This, to me, is the most fun you can have at a Mario Party. A chaotic brawl of subterfuge and smack talk, a side-eyed smirk, the widening face of someone who's about to go from first to fourth. Form allegiances, break some hearts, help somebody else win, but for God's sake, whatever you do, don't play fair and square.